And if I threw a party and invited everyone we knew, you would see the biggest gift would be for Derpy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. That's right. Welcome back. This is episode 702 of the Two Dumb Yinders. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Derpy, my man, you are back. How you feeling, brother?
Much better than the last 2 weeks.
Jeez, oh man. I was getting reports on you. I didn't know what to think. I was worried. I was Derpy was down, he was out. You first had the flu, then you got better, then it got worse, then this, then that. Uh how long you been up and moving, man?
Um, just today.
Just today. Jeez, oh man.
But I'm doing a lot better than I had a double ear infection, the flu, and then it just got worse. And
Wow.
then it sucked, man. It was a nightmare.
What are you doing? Like showering and going outside with your hair wet? Like how does this even happen?
I don't know. I usually just get sick around that time of the year, and it just
It really hit you hard this year.
yeah.
Wow. Jeez, oh man. Every time I turned around there was more scoop and Derpy sick again and I thought, geez, oh man. Mike thought we were losing you. He
I,
thought he thought you were a goner.
I may have tried to get you into the death pool, the celebrity death pool, but I was told you were too big of a celebrity to be included. So I had to change that. But I'm glad you're back. I'm hearing a lot of excuses from Derpy, so I just hope that he can bring the performance that we expect out of him. Your vacation's over, buddy.
My vacation's over.
Hope you
Vacation
enjoyed your
is over.
hope you enjoyed your time off, Derpy.
Yeah, Derpy. It
Uh,
sounded lovely. It sounded like you were having a good time. So yeah,
well, nonetheless,
welcome
great to
back,
have you
buddy.
back, Derpy. Hey, I just can't. I'm just gonna sit here and stare at your logo the whole show.
Yes,
Good
my
morning to
logo was
Jen. Jen
done by
says
Color
Derpy.
Host.
Derpy said, or Jen says the Derpy. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, Derpy. Good to see you.
Yes,
Um,
the beep has returned.
Ugh.
enthusiastic Mon Caleb. We beep or riding beep to beep. Where is all this beeping coming from? Beep. Yes, I love it, Derpy. I don't know what the hell I would have did without you any more days. Thank you for getting better. I know. I mean, come on, you had double ear infections, and then you got better, and then it got worse. I just know that that's miserable. I mean, what do you do? What do you do that whole time? You just lay there and just wish that you were better. So
I
we're
was
glad to
sweating it out.
sweating it out.
Yeah, and just laying down, sleeping, and just try to get rid of it as fast as I could. And now I'm back, so I'm ready to go.
Did you take medicine?
Yeah, I had to take a lot of antibiotics.
Did I give you good advice? What did I tell you when I Derpy texted me over the over his vacation,
Mhm.
telling me of all of his elements and how he was
His
probably wasn't going to
vacation.
make it. I gave you pretty good advice, didn't I, Derpy? What I say? I said make sure you get plenty of rest and make sure you listen to the doctor.
Yes,
Come on,
you
that
did.
that if that isn't a
That
Nobel Peace Prize, come on, guys.
that
Yeah,
is.
that is you. You should get a Nobel in modern medicine.
I should.
You should.
I really should. Oh, today everybody is Fat Tuesday. Go out and do whatever it is you do on Fat Tuesday. You know what, Jen? That's what worked. Jen asked, "Did you try the urine in your ear while you were out there?" Jen
No,
recommended
I did not try
pissing in your
that
ears.
theory.
What's that?
I did not try that theory.
So
Yeah,
he said. So he says.
she says that she was saying that we should have tried to piss in your ears. Finch wanted to spackle your ass crack somewhere last week, but anyway, nonetheless, it's great to have you back. 60 degrees today here in Western Pennsylvania for Fat Tuesday, man. I'm looking forward to going out and eating today. Again, has nothing to do with anything that's going on, but everyone seems to eat on Fat Tuesday, so shall I. 60
It's National
degrees.
Pancake Day too.
Is it National Pancake Day?
Yes.
Um, Caleb says, Mike, there was no Jim Palmer poster picture on the website. What's going on?
I
Jim,
I may have taken a nap for longer than I thought yesterday, and when I woke up, I thought it was today.
I think we should bring Caleb on, and his job should just be to follow you around and make sure everything gets done on your end.
I woke up like
He could be
drool.
the Doge of this show. He could follow you around, Mike, and have you sending
He'd be
me
the
sending me
stalker.
emails every day of what you did that day. I
No.
think this could be great.
No. You know, I will rectify this here. You guys just carry on the show like I'm not here, and you know, I'll
I
just
do want to say, everybody,
rectify this.
it is Women's Month as well. I do want to recognize women. Women are great. It is their month, so we are recognizing you. Also, I do want to say a couple other things. Have you? Yes, that's great, Caleb. You don't even say no more. The more you say can only hurt you. Just we'll go with that. Your new
Yeah,
job
I already know his background. I already know his
your
background.
job is to
This one,
monitor
no,
Mike and just make sure everything that he's supposed to do from day to day gets done. We'll call you Big Balls. Let's see. Also,
I do not need an accountability buddy.
let's see.
I don't know, Mike.
We're following
Derpy,
these
you
mock
had like a month
mock
off.
drafts every Monday. Also, guys, we are only 16 days away from spring. I'm loving that. And finally, we're this weekend coming up. We're springing the clocks forward, guys. Springing them forward for an hour. We're going to get some more daylight. It's going to start getting darker later in the day, which I hate this time of year. All the winter months, you get into the winter months and it's dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's the worst. I absolutely hate it. So it's finally getting here, guys. One other thing that I do want to talk about before we get started. Has anybody watched, okay, this might sound like a stupid question, but has anybody watched the new Family Feud, like with Steve Harvey? I mean, it's not new,
No.
but okay. Well, I do. I watch Steve Harvey every night in the Family Feud. They got, Mike, 197 points in the fast money round the other night. The one at the very end where they take the two people.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen it get that high. 197. The lady got every number one answer, which I've seen before, but it got up to $197. All the other person had to do was get $3, which they did. Now get this: the next night, the first person got 167, and the other person couldn't cap it off and get the 200 points. So it's different now. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the questions are. I don't know. But it's mildly entertaining because, again, come on, 197 in the first round. I like Steve Harvey
nuts.
too.
That's how you know you're locked in, ready to go.
Yeah. And on one other thing I noticed too, I don't know if it's just the times that we're in, but every single show, they have a black family pinned against a white family. I swear, it's almost
Steve
weird.
Harvey is fucking with everyone.
He is. It's almost weird to watch it and see if it's not that situation. If it's two black families, two white families, an Asian family, it's almost weird to see that. Now I'm so used to just seeing every day.
Yeah,
it's white. I don't know. Just a couple observations. I started watching it recently again because I do like Steve Harvey, and just a couple observations that I made. Again, 197 points, guys, in the first round of that the fast money round. I found that to be crazy. 197. I mean, what if she would have got 200 points just by herself, you know? No?
That's
No?
nuts. Well, okay, real quick, a special announcement. If you check out the website now during the show, you know, I put up an emergency special request blog post for everyone to check out. You will all enjoy it. You will thank me later.
Maybe we'll check that out.
I'll check it a month later.
Let's see. Where should I start? Caleb says I worked on like 8 radio shows. Yeah. You're overqualified. You're more than qualified.
He can take all of our jobs.
All you got to do is all you have to do is shadow Mike. That's
You have to
all
shoot
you
me
have
an
to do.
email. Dude, do something.
No producing, no engineering, no anything like this. Just shadow Mike all day. He also says, Mike, don't think of me as your accountability buddy. Think of me as your Jim Palmer poster buddy. I couldn't see this guy's full of ideas.
Yeah.
Also, he says Doge is 20-something who live with their parents, so I hit some boxes. Let's see. They should do Jews versus Palestinians. You know what? Why not, right? If you're gonna pin black people against white people all the time, you might as well pin them all.
Catholics versus Muslims.
Catholics and Muslims, and the whole deal. The Cowboys and Indians, whatever, whatever can be most
Sunnis
controversial.
versus Shiites. Let's just go all out and just
The
see
Sunnis and the shit tights. Yes.
Yeah, just see what happens. We'll just mix everyone that hates everyone together and just see what happens. Maybe Steve Harvey can bring everyone together.
Well, that'd be something. I'd vote for Steve Harvey for president. Caleb says, I say that the post, I'm in love. Who is that man? I got to check this out. But while I do, you guys could discuss also what we have going on. We also have Derpy back today. Derpy was the big winner for the picks, so we'll ceremoniously make sure he's taken care of today. Also, Mike, his latest endeavor, he is going on a endeavor to grow a skull at Derpy. Yesterday, it was brought forth by the viewers that they would love to see Mike with a skullet, where he lets the back of his hair grow real long, like Hulk Hogan. I want to see this. The viewers want to see this. Mike says and here's the wild thing. Even at Mike's work, apparently, they tell him that they want to see him grow a skullet there too. I don't understand what this is about. I don't know why people everywhere want Mike to grow a skullet, but Mike, I think at this point, there's nothing else you could do.
I don't know if I could live without myself with him being bald. So I don't know if I could. I don't know, man.
I listed my price. I listed my price for me that will have to be deposited into my bank account before I grow a single hair.
A single hair, Mike. You say that awfully loosely, like you could do it
right?
Out of nowhere. I'm gonna start growing these hairs back.
I will just keep my head. I will shave my head every day, just so I don't grow a skullet until that money is deposited to me.
This is one of the things I have to handle with you during evaluation meetings. You're so what are you, Mike? You're not rebellious, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Maliciously compliant.
No, yeah, non-compliance, the perfect word I'm thinking. Non-compliant. It could be the most normal conversation ever. Mike, let me check out what you got going on here. So I have a new post. Oh, that's who Jim Palmer is? Mike?
I guess that's just I searched Jim Palmer and that's what popped up and that's what I'm posting, baby.
Is that what's on your wall, Caleb? I gotta know. Is this what's on your wall?
That's what I thought too. I saw that.
I thought, Mike. I thought Jim Palmer was the old golfer, right?
No, this is the baseball player.
This is who's on. This is on his wall, Caleb.
I don't know. It's what I saw. It's what's getting posted, baby.
Mark Malone loves the idea of your mullet. Of course, he says, hell yes, Mike. Good morning, Corey Beavers. What's up, brother? He says, I watched a couple of videos yesterday that talked about Derek Carr. I wrote it off, but I wish they would stop playing games and sign their guy before we lose all the good options. We're going to definitely get more into that today, guys, because we are only a week. We're a week away from the free agency kicking off, which I can barely contain myself. Caleb says, yeah, he said $10, and that's right. We did talk him down. Caleb Doge would ask Mike 5 things he's done. Yes, now this guy is really pumping out the ideas. It's one of my four. That's one of your 4 posters on your wall.
One of his 4 different posters.
I kind of wish it was the old guy that played golf. Now that I'm looking at this picture, so, I don't know. Whatever. Mike's getting a skullet. Caleb got Jim Palmer on his walls, who I didn't think that was who Jim Palmer was, but now I know it is clear to me, guys. Let's get started on some sports, huh?
Yeah, enough tomfoolery.
I forgot what we're doing here.
This is not, is Big Sexy going to grow a skullet? No,
because we don't call you Big Sexy here. We call you what? What do we call him, Derpy? What's his pet? Yeah, he's like Big Bear.
It was Big Sexy at one point. I used to have it up there. I used to say Big Sexy. I might have to change it.
Do you notice as soon as you took that down is when people started watching?
Yeah, that's correlation does not equal causation, okay?
Little NFL scoop, guys. Today is the franchise tag deadline. The franchise tag deadline is today in the NFL. Some rumors around the league that Minnesota's not going to be tagging Sam Darnold. Just a lot of stuff is going to be going down over the next week, guys. Again, today is franchise tag deadline. Also, starting on Monday, the 10th, guys. The 10th through the 12th is legal tampering. And then next Wednesday on the 12th, the free agency opens up at 4:00 p.m. Next week, guys, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be people are moving all over the place. It's hard to keep up sometime, but we'll certainly do it. We'll be right in the middle of everything every day next week, making sure we talk about everything going on because, again, new faces, new places. That's one of my favorite parts of the whole entire year, seeing who believes they're going to do well some places, other people not so well, and see what the analysts, they do have to say. Like, I'm super excited about this. This is one of my favorite parts of the year. Again, you have the draft coming up. You have that way up on the list. And then the whole way through the offseason, Mike, there is certainly news in the NFL constantly.
Oh,
but
yeah.
1 week from tomorrow, Mike, the 12th, 1 week from tomorrow will be the open of free agency.
I can't wait. And my favorite is the legal tampering period. I just love the name of that, by the way. You're allowed to tamper at that point. Any other time, you lose draft picks. But these 2 days, you can cheat all you want. I love it. But no, that's when you're going to see a lot of deals start to get leaked that day. And then, once free agency hits, they're going to come out fast and furious. And a lot of those that weren't leaked were signed during that legal tampering period. And, hopefully by that point, we'll have locked up like who our quarterback is, and then we can start hitting some wide receivers, hitting some defensive linemen, hitting some, swing tackles, swing guards to round out the offensive line and defensive linemen.
Look at you. You waited till just when I put my water up to my mouth. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree, Mike. I love this. Corey says, I will say free agent period is almost more exciting than our season because we get to look at our team on paper, not have to deal with the poor execution of talent. Maybe that's just me. I'm right there with you, Corey. I do love this time of year. Again, the NFL season doesn't stop. It's 365 days, and I love that about it.
Yes.
Ninja Joe, what's up, my brother? He says, hey, Derpy is back. Can't wait to hear the beep. LOL. What's
Beep.
up, Yinter?
Beep.
What's up to you, my friend? I'm sure you'll hear it. Just hang tight. Welcome aboard. Just saying, guys, that Wednesday, 1 week from tomorrow, is the free. Oh, there it is.
I've been hearing it nonstop. I'm ready to kill Derpy.
Wednesday is free agency next Wednesday, 4:00 p.m. So we'll all be ready for that when it comes. Let's stick around. Let's stick in the NFL here, guys, before we get to some Steeler talk. Get this, and you may have seen this, you may not have seen this, but I find this most intriguing, Mike, because this could have been a hole that we fell in. The Washington Commanders are a plus 1,800 to win the Super Bowl before the Deebo Samuel trade. Okay, plus 1,800 to win the Super Bowl before Deebo Samuel trade. After the trade, the Washington Commanders are plus 1,800. The trade didn't budge them one way or the other. Mike, was this a waste of a 5th-round pick for Washington? Because, again, a month ago, we would have been all over this. We'd have been like, dude, bring Deebo here, bring that talent here. But we had somebody, I don't even remember where it was, maybe here on the show, told us they were a 49er fan, and they said, dude, you don't want this cat. He's always injured. He drops the ball in main situations. He's not what you think he is. Pass on this dude. If not, good luck. Did we dodge a bullet with this, Mike?
I think we did, yeah, because he's not what we need. We need a true number 2 outside receiver, and he's not it. He can play outside, inside, in the slot. He can play running back, do a lot of things with him, and I think he's going to fit that system much better than he would here. Surprised it didn't go up, but they needed another receiver outside of McLaurin. I still think they need one more receiver as well because the depth that they have after McLaurin and Samuel was just a collection of guys for the most part, like some people who have like underperformed in their career. But so it doesn't really shock me that much that it didn't budge at all because they need more. They need another receiver out there.
Mike, I gotta say that's another good one. That's 49er team that was talked about 3 or 4 years ago on the show with Prime.
Yeah.
The guest we
Deebo,
had, he went on about Trey Lance. He went on about Deebo Samuel. Talking about some of them guys on that team that had a lot of promise, just didn't really pan out. Trey Lance, he sat so long they had to get rid of him.
Oh, he was terrible.
And again, this Deebo. If you're going to turn around and talk about Brandon Ayuk, You start hitting the injury bug. Who knows what? Who
Yeah.
knows what could happen? But Mike, it just they seem like they had a lot of promise, and I think I do believe that the San Francisco 49ers, their window just might have closed.
Yeah, yeah. I was just about to say that. I think you're right because they're already saying out in San Francisco, John Lynch, like they're willing to listen again for Ayuk.
Yeah.
Not just to take, the cursory phone calls that teams do to, kick the tires. It's like a legit, yeah, we're going to listen. What's your offer? And it's just crazy. They just signed him to that big contract. And it's crazy how fast things change in the NFL.
Another possible trade being talked about, just because it's a high profile name. Again, next week they're going to be flying like crazy. The trade possibility: Seattle is interested in possibly sending DK Metcalf off to Green Bay. So again, just a little bite, a little taste, Mike, of some of what we're going to be seeing here over the next week and getting ready. Kicking off next Wednesday for free agency. Go. You seem like you had a comment about that particularly.
No, it's just going to be interesting to see like what Green Bay kicks back from. Are they going to be players involved or picks involved? Because their wide receiving core is not bad. They do need an upgrade, but like we said before, DK Metcalf, he's really hasn't developed past like a one-trick pony. He's good at it, but
I agree. He's a beast, but there's not that much to him when it's all said and done.
Yeah,
he'll make George Pickens type plays, and I'm not taking anything away from Pickens, but he'll make a play like you'll see the Pickens makes, and then he tapers off. There's just there's more. There's so much more to be desired with DK Metcalf.
You were hoping like he would develop more of a route tree than what he has now. He's still like when he's on, he's still a damn good fucking player, but he's not that elite receiver that a lot of us hoped he would make that.
Most teams
eventual elevation to kind of like a Calvin Johnson. You saw the way he played. You're like, oh my god, if he can run every route like Calvin Johnson did, this guy's going to be one of the best. And it just never panned out that way. But if they don't have to give up any receivers back to Seattle, I think that would be a good move for them for Green Bay to get him.
Corey says if we executed jet sweeps and run schemes with success, then Debo would be great here, like a better Ray. You know what? We could always bring back Canada too. We could.
I remember when Matt Canada was coming in, people were so hyped for it, and then it didn't work well. Then it was like, oh, it was Ben's fault that it didn't work well. Then it was like, oh no, people finally realized Matt Canada fucking sucked.
Yeah, and Ginza Joe goes on to say Debo would have been okay had we had Canada. Okay, there it is. Guys, let's get into some Steeler talk. Some Steeler rumors. A few other things I got going on here, guys. So whether we are trying to keep this under wraps because we are trying to get our quarterback of the future, maybe. Yesterday on the show, we did talk heavily about Ole Miss's quarterback, Jackson Dart, who we do like here on the show. Well, whether we were trying to keep it under wraps because the guy was at least a 20 pick when it all started. He went down and had a good combine. He could have certainly went up the charts, but a radio station in Cleveland. Get this. Listen, if you don't have any reason to hate Cleveland, let's start here. This radio station in Cleveland all day on the air is babbling on about how the Pittsburgh Steelers are secretly have an interest in Jackson Dart. And they're keeping it on the down low. They don't want anybody to know. Basically, putting a middle finger up, saying "F you, Pittsburgh."
Yeah.
And this is what they're trying to do if you want to mess with them. Mike, Jackson Dart, as of yesterday, is starting to be pinned to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike, not just because it's this year, not because it's right in front of our face, but overall, see, the more that I look into Jackson Dart, the more I like him. Mike, is there any reason that I'm getting this excited about this kid and wanting him to be who the Steelers pick in the draft at some point this year? Mike, is there any reason that I'm wrong at this point, or am I getting overexcited about nothing? Jackson Dart's exciting me right now.
Yeah, but I just don't think we're going to take him. Like I like what we see out of him, but I'm reading stuff today that he's creeping up into a first round pick, and I wouldn't take him in the first round unless I have my team in place, and I think he's the guy that's going to eventually, take me to where I need to be.
I like him a lot. There's something about him.
I was hoping he would still stay in like QB3 range to where we can grab him in the third round. That's ideally where I'd like him because I think he's going to be a fine starter in the league. I don't know if he's going to be like a huge franchise guy, but you can see he has some good traits. He has some stuff he needs to clean up, like everyone does.
Mike, let me
But
ask you this.
I just don't think it's going to be attainable for us to get him. And
Let me ask you this.
I think he's taking him in first.
Say they get Jackson Dart, Mike,
Mm-hmm.
in the first round. They have to make the move. And say they pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Do they feel obligated? Like, I mean, obviously, I think the obvious thing that whatever, if we draft, you are going to keep Justin Fields around.
Yeah.
To play for a couple seasons, maybe give him a couple-year contract, let this person play behind him and work their way in. Mike, do you feel obligated if you pick a Jackson Dart in the first round to, get him on the field a little quicker just because, again, we kind of know where we're at and, whatever your opinion is on Justin Fields one way or another, that's fine. But are they going to feel obligated to get him out on the field, Mike? Or do you think that they're going to go traditional Tomlin and let the guy spend his time on a sideline, let him learn the position? And how do you think that plays out? Again, all speculation. There's so much.
Yeah.
That could happen between now and then.
If like they say they get Justin Fields and then they want to draft him in the first round because they address other needs in the draft. Doesn't it feel like the Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett situation all over again? We're gonna get a guy,
kind of, sort of, yeah,
and then we're gonna get this rookie. But hey, you're free agent. Fields coming back. You were here before. You're our guy. You're a guy. Don't worry about this rookie. We're not going to start him. Starter struggles. You're hearing it from the fans, and then you rush in your young quarterback. And is that going to mess up his development? Is it going to mess up the team chemistry? That's why I was hoping he would still be sitting there in the third round because that's not much of a threat to any quarterback. Fans are going to be clamoring to get a third round quarterback in there. But if you trade him up in the first round, more or less anymore, you're that guy's starting right away.
And that's the thing, Mike. I mean, exactly.
I'd rather like this year since he's if he truly is rising up the boards and teams are wanting him. I just no. Like I think there's better quarterbacks
There's
next year
guys
than
Mike,
him
that come along that just are better if you throw them into the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are guys that come along better, learning the system. So it's tough to say.
Love,
like Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers, and everything that Green Bay's done for the past 30 years. So I mean, it's hard to tell, but it's sometimes you get a baller, you get a gamer, and you could tell these things. And something like again, there's some you can see an X factor in Jackson Dart. I love that, Mike. While we're talking about quarterbacks that are going to be coming out of college into the pros this year, there's one after the combine that started moving down the charts.
Yeah,
and if this happens in some of the speculation I'm seeing in the papers, I might just jump off a bridge at this point.
Oh God,
I'm talking about Shedeur Sanders, Mike. The latest mock drafts after the combine has him dropping pretty rapidly. Mike, there's no chance that Deion Sanders is going to be hanging out at Acrisure Stadium for home games, is there?
No. With Shedeur, he's when he scrambles, it's that east-west type scrambling. He's not a northwest kind of guy. He when you watch him, way he moves behind the line, that's like that's like a Big Ben type thing, CJ Stroud type thing. He's looking downfield, but he hangs back there too much. He hangs back, doesn't want to get rid of the ball, trying to make the play. You salute him for that, not giving up on the play. That he needs a lot of work. You can see some of the arm talents there, decision making's there, but
Mike, having him in the top 3 picks early on, is that because of his name? A lot of people had him, in them top picks early. They said he's going to be one of the top quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Is that because of his name? Because again, I mean, he didn't play in a strong conference. Is this guy going to be able to make the adjustment to the NFL?
Well, he can make all the throws. So that's why like the arm talent's there. His ability to read a defense is there. So that's why the talent translate. The skill sets translate. But I just don't know if he's ever going to be like a franchise guy. I think he can be a top 15 starter in the league.
Where does he excel? What city does he excel?
He's a good pocket passer. He can, sit there, read the defense, and take what they give him.
What town do you think he plays his best football in?
Ooh. You put him in LA with McVay, with the
Rams.
I think he'd excel in that offense.
Okay.
I think I'm just like that's how well McVay got, what he got out of Jared Goff. And like I said, Shador, man, stuff I watch him, his arm talent's there. And I think you put him in a Sean McVay type offense, and he's not afraid to take check downs. He's not always looking to throw it deep. I think he can be a productive starter. I just don't think he's going to be a franchise guy. I think Cam Ward has the most potential to be a franchise guy, but I just don't know if, he's another guy that has to go into the right place. And I don't know going into Tennessee or Cleveland's going to be the right spot for him.
Yinzer Joe says, I told you guys on the last live chat we need to watch Jackson Dart. Absolutely. He had a good combine other than Ewers. I'm falling into the Jackson Dart train right now. I really am. Jen said, today's Jersey day at my granddaughter's school. She wore her Steelers gear, proud grandma here. I love that granddaughter.
We're always rocking the Steelers.
Tell granddaughter we said that's awesome. Yinzer Joe says Dart has traits. I agree. Mind you, Josh Allen. There's just something about this guy, guys. I don't know. Corey says, let me just Finchy real quick. What's up, brother? Boom. Corey says if we develop talent, then we could let a QB sit. But who's going to learn from that? Or who's he going to learn from? I'm sorry. That's why we keep getting players way past their prime. Relying on other players to develop younger guys isn't okay. Guys, also say Dart, Sanders. I guess I could lean into this here for a second, guys. Couple players, Mike. The speculation, of course, again, next Wednesday starts the free agency in the NFL. There's two names that popped up this morning just as I'm going through the news as late speculation. Right. And these two names I think are funny because they're very similar. If you're picking up on what I'm saying, we'll talk first about the wide receiver because we do need a wide receiver. Mike, Darius Slayton.
Yes.
Darius Slayton, New York Giants. Everyone's saying he would be the perfect person to complement this offense at wide receiver. They say we got our eyes on him. Of all the names, again, free agencies coming up in 8 days. We will definitely learn all the, Steelers may have their eyes on somebody that they're looking to snatch up. But at this point, we don't know. Mike, Darius Slayton, does he fit with what the Steelers are doing? And do you think the production by Slayton could be as such that it would be well worth it for us?
I think the production's there. This is the guy that, like, it always feels like New York was trying to, ease him out of the lineup, phase him out of the lineup with other draft picks. He just hung around. Like, let me ask you real quick. Let me jump in. If he's the guy that we end up bringing in when it's all said and done to play wide receiver opposite side George Pickens, are you okay with it? Depends on what they do in the draft. If they get him and then a receiver round 1 or round 2, I think that would be really good.
And just kind of piggybacking off this question, does Roman Wilson coming back this year have any effect as well, Mike, on how we do handle wide receivers in the draft?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. If the reports are true that, he was struggling to pick up a pro offense.
Yeah.
We got to get someone else in because, George's contract's coming up, Calvin Austin's contract coming up, and this guy might take a little bit longer to develop. It's that one of the reasons he fell to the 3rd round. It takes him a while to learn the playbook, but once he does, he's good. So, yeah, you get, a receiver like Slayton because, T. Higgins is franchise tagged. All signs are pointing to Godwin is going to be released by Tampa Bay, but released free agent, but it's going to go back to Tampa Bay. So then you start going down the list. You got a lot of older guys in there. Slayton's might be the better option outside of, I don't think we're going to go get like, who's the guy from Buffalo that they traded for, Amari Cooper? He kind of fell off at the end of the year. The receiver from Texans, he got hurt, who came from Buffalo. He's hurt. You got old man DeAndre Hopkins. So Slayton might be the best of the bunch for like what we need in price range and production. And he's been about 700 yards, 800 yards a year guy, 5-6 touchdowns a year. I'd like that option across from George Pickens. You throw in Calvin Austin, you throw in a round 1, a round 2 wide receiver. You got a good little receiving core there. I would like that move, and that would give us more money to use elsewhere. We're not blowing the cap on a top flight receiver, but we're using a decent amount of it to get good production.
Joseph, the Steelers organization said he was healed and ready to go, but didn't comprehend the playbook. The second part of this, Mike, this is going to confuse the Yinzers to the end of time if this would actually happen. So let's say that we bring in Darius Slayton. Now, this player, who goes on to say on his on his podcast about a year and a half ago, I love Mike Tomlin. Like, if I wasn't playing for Nick Sirianni and the Eagles, he'd be one of the coaches that I would want to play for. And of course, this is the six-time Pro Bowl cornerback from the Eagles, Darius Slay. Not to be confused with Darius Slayton. Oh, can you imagine? Could you imagine the Yinzers with a Darius Slay and a Darius Slayton? After we just went through Deontay Johnson and Dante Jackson?
Yeah,
I don't think we'd survive.
No, they would be confused beyond all belief. And that's kind of why I hope it happens. I don't think Slade's the guy he once was. You know, I don't know. And I also saw too, like, he said, he would love to play for Tomlin, but he also said, hey, he would like to, if not in Philly, he'd like to go back to Detroit and finish his career up there too. So, where is he leaning towards?
Probably the place that has a sauna in their locker room, and it's not Pittsburgh.
It's not Pittsburgh. And this might be his last year, and so he might want to go back to the team that he started with and retire there. I think there's better options for us out there. For me, if we get him, it's going to remind me of the Pat Pete signing.
Well, he left looking for sauna as well. So
I just don't.
We can learn anything.
I'm just there's better options out there than Darius Slay. I almost said Slayton. Talking about the corner. See, I'm getting it. I was making fun of Yinzers too.
So Mike? Who are you? Do you have your eye on as when it comes as far as cornerbacks? Because again, we're gonna have a spot to fill, and that's a pretty big spot at the end of the day, Mike.
Yeah, there's what?
Who you liking? Anybody in the in free agency?
I got to pull up the list because I can't remember off the top of my head. You get DJ Reed from the Jets. I'm looking at him. There's also Chavarius Ward. I know he had a down year last year, but you got to look at all
Jones?
Who?
Aaron Jones for running back.
Well, we were talking about cornerbacks, Derpy.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're good, bro. Chavarius Ward. His production dropped, but the off the field stuff where his young daughter died, and that took a toll on him. So he's took the rest of the season off. If he could come back and he's in the right mental place, I'd take a flyer on Chavarius Ward. He was been one of the best cornerbacks in the league. I thought, Nate Hobbs from Vegas. I know the Steelers were looking at him too for a slot corner position. So you'd have him and Beanie on the inside. And then they're also looking at a couple. If they can get Nate Hobbs and DJ Reed for slot and out wide corner, I'd take it. But it's going to be a lot of money to get these guys.
I guess it's going to be a busy. It's going to be. It's going to be busy. It's going to have to be busy. We just, there's things that we need. Yeah. I think more this year than we have in the past on offense and on defense, and so it's going to be it's going to be a lot of activity here in the next week or so, getting started, Mike. Heading into draft season and everything. Go ahead. You had a thought.
My only worry is are we going to do something so stupid to where we end up just getting lower tier free agents? That's just like possible. my fear. Now don't get me wrong, Omar Khan and Weedle have been able to find guys that came in under the radar and played extremely well, but can we sprinkle in a bigger signing that comes in and is a big impact? Kind of like we were hoping Patrick Queen would be the big impact. And he wasn't. He was productive, but not, we were expecting a star. So if we get one of these corners, I'm expecting star performance. Now, the receiver we get, I don't think they're going to be a star performer. I think they're going to be a steady performer. And that's really what that offense needs. It's the steady guy opposite George. Let George be the star.
I'm currently looking at a NFL Combine winners and an NFL Combine losers list, Mike. I just pulled this up. If you want to just take a minute to go through this, this is not official. It's somebody's opinion, but we'll see if we can agree or disagree with anything that's on here. Derpy, pay attention. Here we go. NFL Combine winners. Travion Henderson, of course, he was a winner. Everybody knows that name. Marion Hampton, Mike. Marion Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the winner's side of it.
Running back, North Carolina. That's someone like who's been linked to Pittsburgh in the middle rounds.
All right. Quinshawn Judkins.
Running back.
He was on the winner's side of the combine. Also, Mike. Oh boy, I'm gonna have trouble with this name. Bayshul Tootin.
Bashful Tootin, another running back. Bashful Tootin. He had a blistering 40-yard dash. He had a good performance.
Bashful.
Yeah, Vatek. Yep.
DJ Giddens, Giddens. Next guy, of course, Matthew Golden. A lot of people connecting him with the Steelers. Obviously, we need a receiver out of Texas. Pretty damn good receiver. Jalen Royals. Jalen Royals was a winner.
Was he a receiver?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I remember that name. Yeah.
Alec, Anamar.
Is that the tackle?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say, unfortunately. Okay. Jalen Noel. Jaden. The Ohio State. Okay. Jalen Higgins and Terrence Ferguson.
I know Higgins was a wide receiver. I remember that name.
Those apparently were the NFL Combine winners. There's only about 5 losers here, guys. But see if we recognize any of these names. Gunnar Helm. He was a loser at the Combine.
But a winner of a name. Gunnar.
Yes. Well, I don't know who wins between Bashful and I think Bashful
wins. That's just
he was one of the 7 dwarfs. Yeah,
right.
Win. Tez Johnson.
Oh, he had a He's the shortest guy there, the lightest guy there, ran one of the slowest 40 times there, but ran one of the fastest agility drills. Dude was all over the place.
Caleb Johnson. And finally, the big name right at the top of the list, guys, Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders, guys, I think after the Combine only heard him, right?
Yeah, from what I heard, it was like his interviews, like for teams he didn't want to go to. For teams he didn't want to go to, apparently he had bad interviews for, but teams like he would want to play for, he was really well, did really well in those interviews.
That would just speak volumes to whoever's drafting, but
or it could be, like teams are trying to tank his draft stock the way they did, Houston did with CJ Stroud by saying, "Oh yeah, this guy's an idiot. Don't draft him."
Well, I'm going to believe it with Deion Sanders, boy. Deion Sanders has never been a friend of Steel City. So
we will believe all the Shedeur Sanders slander.
Yes. Well, I've grown my whole life with Deion Sanders, and yes, I would be comfortable with him going somewhere else. I don't want Deion lingering around up here.
I don't want Deion anyway now.
Ginter Joe says Slay has been a good corner in the league, but he's up in age. I think we'd only get a year contract, as you said, Mike. It would be something similar to Pat Pete. Is it worth it? Also, Ginter Joe says if we don't sign a quarterback soon, it's not going to be attractive here for any free. You know what I mean? I just think that. Let me get back to that.
Turpy's move the bag away from the microphone.
No.
He told you. He says if we don't sign a QB soon, it's not going to be no. You said it was going to be beeping all the time. Matter of fact, the beep ain't really bothering me. It's the munching and the eating and the crinkling and. It's not going to be attractive anytime soon. You know what? Maybe the fact that we don't have saunas in our locker room. Come on. Jen says some parents need to be slapped with those names and nicknames. Yeah, they're interesting. what is it? Bashful.
Bashful was great. I love it.
And Mike, what about Guy Wimper? Do you remember Guy Wimper? That was
Guy Wimper.
Yeah. Guy Wimper. What's up, 007? A long time no see. My friend 007 says Jimmy Horn, wide receiver from Colorado, Mike.
Yeah, he had a really good combine. He's another one of those really small receivers. He's like 5'8", 5'9" in that range. But he had a good combine. He would be a good, if you're looking for another speedy guy, shifty guy. Yeah, take him in. We don't have a 6th round. If he falls to one of our 7th round picks, take a flyer on him if he's there. But the way he performed and people were raving about him, he might be gone by then.
Caleb says, "How's those potato chips, Derpy?" See, this is what the Doge guy does. He's on top of things. He's Yeah.
They're
Yes.
not potato chips.
And it's not potato chips, Mike. So
It's not
so
potato
there.
chips.
So there. Yeah. Yeah,
killing me.
baby.
You're killing me, Derpy. You need another sabbatical.
Saints snatch up the Steelers DB coach, Mike.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? All right, are we gonna hire what are we gonna hire in the place for?
we did hire a new DB
Did we?
coach. Yeah, we talked about that when it happened. I can't remember when it happened, but
I don't.
yeah. So
I
like
don't
when one of
retain.
your coaches, doesn't get you don't renew their contract or they're let go and they immediately get hired, it shows that they're respected throughout the league. And it's hopefully the guy we brought in is better than that guy.
I don't want respected at this point. I want somebody who gets the job done. Just come in and make it work. Make us not give up more points in the playoff game than we do all season long. That's all. That's all. That's all. I don't care if you're not respected. Just come here and do your job and make this defense better. We pay more money to our defense than anybody.
Yeah.
Boy, it sure doesn't show on Sundays anymore. Let me go ahead and jump over for a couple other stories here, Mike. The Pittsburgh Penguins are back in action tonight. They will be at Colorado tonight at 9:00 p.m. Penguins coming to the game with a 24-29-10 record, taking on the Avalanche with the 35-24-2 record. Mike, I think something a couple of things here about the Penguins. Tristan Jarry is back. Tristan Jarry went unclaimed after the Penguins placed him on waivers in January. Now he's back. The Pens recall him from WBS, Wilkes-Barre Scranton. So, Mike, Tristan Jarry back. You can't get rid of this guy.
I don't want him back because I don't want him to actually round into form. What if he comes back and is playing at a high level? Well, if that happens, fucking trade him. But that's my fear is that he's going to come back and realize, I used to be an all-star goalie in this league, and he's going to play it when we're trying to tank. No, you keep the young kid in there and you tank with him.
I just thought it was funny that he's back.
I know. I saw it and it pissed me off. Not that he's back, but that he has the potential to actually be good and figure it out. And that's what's scary. That's what sucks. You have to ask yourself, Kyle Dubas, what would Eddie Johnston do? And he would pick up the worst goalie from Wheeling and drive their ass to Pittsburgh so they can play every game.
You got to get in touch with your inner Eddie Johnson.
Yes, you got to tank for the picks, boys.
Also, Mike, a couple other names that could be on the move before the trade deadline. I think is today or tomorrow. No, later this week,
Friday,
the 7th. So a couple. I'll get to that in 1 second, Caleb. I like it actually. But Mike, a couple names that I did see that came up that are possibly on the move. Mike, is Ricard and Carlson. I didn't know that Carlson could, unless they work something out with his contract.
Yeah,
but Mike, those couple names could be gone by the end of the week.
Yeah, Carlson, I saw this tweet. I thought it's funny. I don't know who said it, but they're like, "This is the best defense Carlson's played all year." Regarding his no movement clause. Yeah. He's so far unwilling to move it because he knows, hey, he can just ride out his time here, collect some money. Who cares if he plays well or not? Raquel, I saw a hockey writer in, a proposed trade, and it would make sense for both teams is shipping him out, getting a player back, a first this year and like a first or a second next year. Like, I'm all for it. He's playing really good hockey, but he doesn't have a no movement clause. Get more assets while you can. Sell him while he's hot. He's like 28 goals. He's in like top 15 in goals scored this year. Move him, get more assets in.
Penguins are getting down to him, Mike. Let me think. 25. What do they got? 54, 64. So I mean, they're only down to about 16 more games on the schedule. We'll see how far they tank, Mike, but it does kind of feel like they are tanking. They're losing game after game after game after game after game. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's not a terrible team. You should be able to win at some point. So I do get the feeling that they are tanking, Mike.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just watch this play out, right?
Yeah. I'm all for the tank. Give me the tank. Let's get draft picks, boys.
Over enthusiastic mod Caleb. I love this. He says the Yoj. Dumb Yinzers of general efficiency. I love it. I love this guy. Mike, let's
I
go.
hate him. I hate him. He's done. He's gone.
Let's jump
him
over
outta
to
here.
the
Well, why do I
diamond
got to be held accountable? Derpy was gone for 8
because,
months.
well, yeah, he's going to be held accountable.
I had the sniffles.
Mike, also over to the diamond. The Pirates, they take on the Yankees yesterday and get their butts whooped 12-3.
Shocker.
They lose to the Yankees. They'll be back at it today at 1:05. They'll be playing the Red Sox. This is the part that I find most interesting, Mike. Yesterday, what was the rotation that we had said? We had said Paul Skeens, Jared Jones, Mitch Keller,
Yep.
Oviedo, and Falter.
Yes.
Well, as of yesterday, Johan Oviedo was placed on a 60-day injury list, Mike.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bucks claim right-hand pitcher Justin Lawrence off waivers from the Rockies out in Colorado. Mike, here we go. The season isn't even started yet, and you have your new first baseman out for 60 days.
Yeah,
with a wrist surgery. Now you have one of your rotational pitchers 60 days.
Yeah,
Mike, I was going to go and put a little bit of money on having a better season this year. These Pirates, I don't think I'm going to do it, Mike. It hasn't even started yet, and you already have 2 starters out on 60 days.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And Bubba Chandler's going to start in what Indy. So and they're going to drag his development out.
They're going to drag it out. I love him.
Drag it out like they did Skeens. Yeah. They're going to drag it out. They're not going to do anything major to actually replace him to, fill that obvious need. So it's now all on Skeens, Jones, and Keller. Falter is what he is. He's iffy if you're going to have a good start or a bad start out of him. So, Bucko baseball, baby. It's here.
162.
162 Derpy. We're be saying that a lot. I don't think this team's not going to make the play. I don't think this team's going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to lose 100 games.
Mike, should they play better than they did? Should they be better than they were last year? And it's tough because injuries. But let's just say if they were able to stay healthy generally as a team, does this team potentially have a better season than last year? Well, I mean, you think a year under your belt with these young pitchers, you should learn a thing or two about how to move guys around the bases at some point. Again, you are playing professional baseball. Why some of these guys can't hit the ball out of the infield is beyond me, Mike. Is this any chance this team finishes better than they did last year?
Marginally. I just don't trust this offense. They're so inconsistent. The only player I truly trust on this team is Paul Skeens. He proved as a rookie he was the most dependable player, most consistent player. All the other starting pitchers that we have that we're hoping to have good years out of, they're inconsistent. All the hitting, very inconsistent. When is O'Neal Cruz going to turn into this superstar that Pirates Twitter and all the beat writers tell us he's going to be a great player? When is it actually going to happen? When is Brian Reynolds going to have a legit another all-star season where this is why we paid this guy?
And Mike, isn't this the exact same
Brian
thing the Pirates
Hayes
do constantly? You bring back 7 of the 9 players that got you what you got last year, and then you go out and get an aged Tommy Pham, and then you go out and get Horwitz, who I got to be honest with you, I don't really know much about the guy, but they're planning on plugging him at first base. Isn't this what the Pirates do every year? They do those 2 carousel positions. They bring in new guys. You get the same freaking results, Mike. It's hard to deal with. It's hard to watch.
It is hard to watch. Like Joey Bart. Okay, you got Joey Bart. Andy Rodriguez is back. Henry Davis is hitting the ball. I am a proponent of keeping Joey Bart, Andy Rodriguez. If Henry Davis has a good spring and he has a good start to the season, I'm trading him. I just don't trust him. I trust Joey Bart more. Trust Andy more. But no, there's Spencer Horwitz, Nick Gonzalez, Brian Hayes is so inconsistent. IKF at short. Tommy Pham. and left.
Yeah.
O'Neal Cruz, Brian
Him
Reynolds, come on.
5-6 years ago, I would have been thrilled. But
Yeah, and bringing out the corpse of Andrew McCutcheon to DH and sell some tickets again. Come on.
But you know what though? He ends up being the most productive one.
I know.
I know.
He's like, which is sad that he's like one of our better
the
players.
guys that you really can't knock. He really is the guy at his age is doing amazing things. And you know what? If he's going to sell tickets and be productive,
oh yeah, like, you know what? 20 home runs last year. Like I'm not knocking him.
I think he
I'm
led
just
the
knocking
team.
I'm not knocking Kutch. I'm just knocking the team. Like, this is what we're doing. Our best power hitter is what, going to be 39 years old. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
So we do here in Pittsburgh, baby. We keep them old. We grow them old and we keep them. Mike, nonetheless, 23 days from today is the opening day for the Pirates. Of course, they're on the road first. I believe they open up the home series against the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be exciting early. But let's see how long it takes them to trail behind everybody else in the division. Yesterday, they hung in there for a while. It took them a while to fall back, but you never know. You never know with the Pittsburgh Pirates, believe me. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
The2dumbusers.com. Check it out, everyone. We got our links over there. We got the merch store over there. We have the very special blog post. Very important. Everyone goes and check it out. It will change your life. All at the2dumbusers.com.
Especially if you're a golfing fan. And you're expecting to go see Arnold Palmer.
I mean, he even said like his Jim Palmer, like when he first started talking about it, his Jim Palmer, Baltimore Orioles poster, and you're thinking golf.
Right. Well, one way or another, it's neither of the people I'm thinking of. Let's see, guys. Question of the day. Do go check out the website, everybody. www.the2dumbusers.com. That's www.the2dumbusers.com. Question of the day, guys, is a Steeler receivers question. Receivers question. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna ask this because I could ask this a couple different ways. Okay, here we go. Ready?
All right.
Mike, Derpy, put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board, everybody at home, here we go.
We go now.
Which Steeler receiver? Now, see, I think this is too easy. Give me the top three. Give me the top three Steeler receivers that have the most 1,000-yard seasons. See, I think if I would have said just who was the first, that would have been easy. But I want the top three. I'll give you a hint, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, which three Steelers had the most 1,000-yard seasons? One has 7,000-yard seasons. One has 6 1,000-yard seasons, and one has 3. Those are your top three. Nobody else has 3. Everybody else has 2 or lower. So the question of the day, who are the top 3 Steeler receivers by way of 1,000-yard receiving seasons? Again, one of them has 7 of them. One has 6. One has 3. Everybody else, 2 or less. Take a minute to think that over, guys. I'm looking for 1,000-yard receivers for the Steelers. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day right here on YouTube. All right, guys. So question of the day, Derpy, Mike, which Steeler receivers, I'm looking for 3 of them, that have the most 1,000-yard seasons. One has 7, one has 6, one has 3. 007 on the board says Antonio Brown could be one. I think Derpy, since you've been gone for a while.
I hear typing on a phone. I think Derpy's looking this up, by the way.
Well, you never know what you're going to hear when Derpy's on. Typing, chewing, potato chip bags, beeps. Derpy, who do you like? Who are the 3 Steelers that have the most 1,000-yard seasons? We're getting a lot of Hines Wards and Antonio Browns on the board. I don't know what that sound was. Now, you know what? I'm not even going to ask him, to be honest.
I don't want to know.
Caleb says, brought to you by Derpy Snacks. A crunch loud enough to disrupt a train of thought. Derpy, who are they? Who's the 3 receivers that lead? No other Steelers has this amount. 7, 6, and 3. 1,000-yard seasons. 007's taking a shot with Stallworth. Good guess.
That's a very good guess.
Derpy, I'm going to come to you with this first one, brother. Who are the 3 Steelers that lead the way in this category?
Antonio Brown, Hines Ward, and I can't think of the third one. I forget his name.
You want to take a guess?
I was
'Cause it
thinking
can't-
Mike
it can't-
Wallace, but it's not Mike Wallace.
It can't be right if you don't guess anything. You know what I mean? At least if you guess something, you have a chance.
I was thinking Mike Wallace.
You want to go with Wallace?
Yeah.
All right. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right. Derpy's locked in place, guys. Again, on the board, I'm seeing Antonio Brown, Hines Ward, Stallworth. Derpy says Mike Wallace. Mike, I'm going to come over to you. Question of the day. Which 3 Steeler receivers had the most 1,000-yard receiving seasons? The hint is this: the amount of 1,000-yard seasons were 7 times it was done by one player, 6 times done by another player, and 3 times done by a third player. Nobody else in Steeler history had done it 3 times, all less than the amounts
Jason
given.
Bay.
Derpy Mike says Antonio Brown, Hines Ward, and Mike Wallace. Mike, do you want to talk this out a little bit? What's your thought process?
Yeah, I'm definitely going AB. I'm going to put Hines up there as well. Now it gets tricky because, like you said, John
Right.
Stallworth. But in that era, he was splitting time with splitting the ball with Len Swan, and Franco, Rocky, and all them. They're a real run-heavy team early in those runs that became past team later on towards the end of his career. Santonio Holmes, can't forget about him. Can't forget about Louis Lips either.
They had some good ones, man.
Yeah. So, I'm definitely going to AB, Hines, and damn, Stallworth is a
Bay.
good. Jason Bay's a good answer. Brian Giles might maybe. Shit. Like I want to lean towards Stallworth, but I'm going to go towards Tone. I'm going to go Santonio Holmes.
Okay, number 10.
Yeah, I don't. God damn it.
Is that your final answer? You still can switch.
No. Give me Hines, Brown, and Stallworth. Give me the Hall of Famers.
All right. So, when I didn't know the answer, I would have assumed that Santonio didn't do it because he was here just such a short period of time.
But he was so productive.
I know he was
here, and that's what's like leaning me towards him.
Receiver.
He was in Ohio State. You're right. I love Santonio Holmes. I loved it. I loved him. Such a shame that it was cut short, guys. So the question of the day is this: which Steelers receivers had the most 1,000-yard receiving seasons? We're looking for 3 names. One of them has 7, one has 6, and one of them has 3. The guys picked Antonio Brown, Hines Ward, and Mike Wallace. That was Derpy's pick. Mike picks Antonio Brown, Hines Ward, and number 10. No way to slice it. Another way to slice it, guys. We had some really good receivers over the years, and it's hard. This will be a difficult one. If I didn't know, I think just by default, I would have went with what they were saying on the board, just because that seems like, I think that Stallworth would have to be in there somewhere. But let's see what the answers are. I'm not saying that that's what it is. Let's check out the answers, guys. Which Steelers receivers have the most 1,000-yard seasons? You guys are both right. You both hit the nail on the head with Antonio Brown. That is correct. No question about it. He leads the way. He had 7 1,000-yard seasons in his time in Pittsburgh. Amazing career.
And no ring.
Just here in Pittsburgh. Then the guys were also correct with Hines Ward. I don't think that you could have got that one wrong. So far out of the 3, Brown 7 of them, Hines Ward 6 of them. In this wide receiver, guys, comes in third with 3 of them. Mike says number 10, Santonio Holmes. Derpy says Mike Wallace. Guys, the answer, of course, is John Stallworth. The third one, Mike Derpy. He had 3 1,000-yard seasons. Everybody else had 2 or less.
Yep. Yeah, I should have went with my my gut. And
it's tough though. That's a tough. I mean,
Stallworth. Yeah, because like you said, like Tone wasn't here long, but he was very productive.
I think the obvious
John Stallworth was here for a while, but the era and
I think just the obvious, Mike, because he was here such a long time and he was the better. I guess he was more productive out of the two. Lynn Swan made a lot of the acrobat catches. I just, like I said, I would automatically put him in there because I figured he was the best of that time. But then you start, like you said, you're considering, Louis Lips and Santoni. I mean, the list really, there's a nice list of guys that have 2 seasons of 1,000 yards. So I certainly think that they could have thrown you off. But yes, guys, the correct answer was Antonio Brown has 7 1,000-yard seasons, Hines Ward 6, and John Stallworth 3. So let's maybe, just maybe, George Pickens could get his second. I believe it will be his second.
Yeah, it'll be his second. Yeah, let's see if he can get it.
If he has a quarterback.
Hey, you're right. Caleb says, I have a shoot from the hip question of the day. If you're interested, it's an actual question, not a meme question, or a Jim Palmer law. Yeah, man, go ahead. Fire away. As you do that, as you start getting that set and typed up, I do want to say we're gonna award Derpy, because Derpy, Mike, he did win again, impressively, actually, the picks this year, all the way through the season, the long haul, if you will. 2 years in a row, Mike. This guy is tough. He's tough. Maybe if we start putting money down on some teams somewhere, this is the guy you're gonna want to talk to.
Maybe he's man, he was good. He was good.
Definitely good.
Yeah, that's all I can say about him. He won. I need to say something nice about him. He won.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Mike's shiny bald head.
You know what?
For being a reward.
It's like a good luck charm.
Yes.
Like there,
Derpy. Right there. But you're number one. This is all your fans right here.
Now, I already know that I don't know this answer, but let's see what Caleb has. Which current Major League Baseball player is cousin with Troy Polamalu? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is it a notable name?
Ooh.
Caleb, it's not. Is it?
See, he said it's not a meme question. I bet it is. He's tricking us.
You know what?
No, I have no idea. To be honest with you, I have no idea.
I mean, if it's a notable name, we could take some stabs. But if he's like, the utility player for the Seattle Mariners,
I can't even think.
I have no idea.
Oh yeah,
that is a good question. Derpy,
Tommy Pham. I'm going Tommy Pham.
Derpy, you're the baseball head. Who is this? Caleb says, which current MLB player is cousins with Troy Polamalu? And he also says, yes, he's a starter. Does this ring a bell?
No, I mean, I might know it if I knew the team.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Former Giants catcher and current Oriole Blake Sable. I did not know that.
I've never even heard of Blake Sable.
Oh, that's interesting. No, that's a good question. I did not know Blake Sable, for current player in the MLB that's cousins with Troy Polamalu. How cool! Thanks, man. Greatly appreciated. Caleb's he's on top of things, man. I got to tell you,
he is.
I can't go on enough.
No, I just looked it up too, just to verify.
Yeah, I know.
That's wild.
No, you cheating. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He gets happy fingers over there.
I do. I can't help it. I like to know stuff, and I got to know it right now. It's hard for me when I don't know the trivia because I want to go and look and be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Shut up.
He says started 140 plus games for the Giants in 23. All right, cool. Yeah, I've heard the name.
Pirates, so I wouldn't know.
What's up?
I said the Giants are just as bad as the Pirates. So
the Pirates have more World Series than the Cleveland Indians, don't you?
Yes.
We get a lot of heat from you on this Pirates thing, but I guess it's due though. They're just recently we're not too good, are we? But I do want to say, and he's taking digs at the people that are about to give him his award. Derpy, I reserve this spot of the day. I do want to say congratulations. I really feel that it's impressive what you do. You somehow pick the way. You have a strategy too. It's frustrating, almost like when they used to play the Devils back in the early 2000s, where you couldn't even get the puck across the line because it's frustrating. How Derpy has a strategy and he continues to win, but none. Yeah,
because they're all safe picks. He copies my picks and takes safe picks.
Yeah, right, but he wins. You know what I mean?
Shut up.
It's a good strategy, Derpy. You are the MVP. You are the Patrick Mahomes of the picks in this league. As far as picking your look at Mike, he's just boiling over there.
I'm the Lamar Jackson of the league.
You are the Lamar Jackson.
No respect for my game whatsoever.
And we all look upon you, Derpy, in awe because of the way that you pick correctly
No, we don't.
every week, season after season, year after year. You're like a pick god, if you will.
I would like to thank the Academy for my inspiration.
Derpy, congratulations, my friend. We will be sending you. I'm gonna do it one way or another, but you're gonna get your Permani Brothers. I'm either going to buy it online and just send it to you, or I don't know. I'll figure it out. But you are the winner, Derpy. You win the grand prize for Permani Brothers gift cards. We'll be getting those on your way, Derpy. Congratulations. You worked hard on it. You didn't miss any days. I mean, come on. Every time it was pick day, Mike, this guy was here. He had his picks ready. He had his strategy ready. And at the end of the day, he found a way to come through on top. So one more time, everybody, congratulations.
Well done, Derp.
And welcome back, my friend. Great to have you back on the show today, as always.
Thank you.
Of course, my man. Great job. Mike, anything if we do start getting ready to wrap things up for today?
No.
Mike is so torn or so beaten over this.
I am too. I am so defeated that Derpy keeps winning the picks year after year after year after year.
Well, remember the year before Derpy played, you were losing to inanimate objects.
Because
I'm beginning to wonder if Derpy's any good or if you're just that bad.
I know, right? It's because I'm not afraid to go out on a limb and pick upsets.
Wait, you do it like one time though. Like
I know
you have a. It has to kind of go by what he's doing to keep.
Well, like, the funny thing is, like I'll pick like the obvious. Oh, this team should win, and then they lose, and that's why and that's will be the one that fucked me over for the week. Yeah,
I got two things.
Yeah, go ahead, my man.
It's National Pancake Day. Go get some pancakes.
Yes, pancakes.
And secondly, Mike, you need a ding dong because you're a ding dong.
What the fuck did I do to you?
He's gonna be a ding dong with a skull before you know it, Derpy.
I get the sniffles. I come on the show. I don't take 2 weeks off.
Yeah, he comes and he just mopes around and he blows his nose every 30 seconds. It's a whole thing with Mike, but at least he's here.
Derpy probably had like tubes coming out of his nose and stuff, but you should have been here. No. Glad you're back, buddy. Glad
Absolutely.
you're
Welcome back. My thing is this, guys. Again, 60 degrees today. Go out and enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Don't do anything crazy, but enjoy yourself. 60 degrees, beginning of March, guys. We're getting there. We were only 16 days away from spring. We're only 8 days away from free agency in the NFL. The Penguins will be at it tonight, 9:00. They're out in Colorado playing the Avalanche, and the Pittsburgh Pirates again will be back on the diamond today, again against the Boston Red Sox in the Grapefruit League. That is only 23 days, guys, to opening day. But besides for that, Derpy, Mike, anything before we do wrap? Derpy, anything else, man?
Recently had Permani Brothers actually this recent Friday. Wasn't that good?
Really?
Yeah, it was all soggy.
Ooh. Now, is there a Permani Brothers close to your house?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought, well, is Mike gonna have to come pick you up, or how this
going? No. Hell no.
Get
I don't want to
Derpy
be next to Mike's bald head.
Get derpied on, get derpied on, get derpied on, get derpied on. Caleb. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out, checking us out today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. I do want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting here on the show. You know that. And everybody at home, thank you so much. Mike, what was it looked like you had something to say, man.
No, I just popped up on Twitter a couple minutes ago. One of the Steelers writers was saying Steelers have plans to go after Nate Hobbs at the start of free agency, and they showed interest into DJ Reed, Travarius Ward.
So a couple names that you certainly mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so yeah, those are like the big three that they're looking at the corner position. If they can get two of those, oh my god, I'd be so happy.
All right, guys. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Anything else, fellas?
Nope.
Get derpied on.
All right, get derpied on. That's right, Derpy. Glad you're back, brother. We'll get your prize, your award sent to you. I do want to say thank you, everybody, one more time. Thank you for everybody on the show, guys. For Derpy, for Mike in the Steelers Central Mobile Studio, myself, the Two Dumb Yinzers, have a great day. Again, 60 degrees at least here in Western Pennsylvania. Have a great day, and we'll see everybody tomorrow morning at our regular time. Have a great day.